Hey everyone, this is Emily at the Coloring Oasis. This is part 3 of my complete Christmas adult coloring book collection. I will link below parts 1 and 2 if you've missed them. I've been doing one per day. Sadly, I'm going to have a fourth video because there's just too many, because Christmas is my favorite thing in the world. And I love Christmas coloring books, and I do Christmas coloring books usually December, January, sometimes into February. So you're going to see a lot of my pages, mostly because I don't have enough time in December to do as many because of all the holiday activities. So let's get started. So I'm going to show you my two square ones. This is All is Bright, a devotional journey to color your way to Christmas. And this is A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens, a coloring classic. Kind of an interesting story. I had this book early on in my coloring journey in 2017, 2018. I did some pages in it and they looked terrible. They bled through. I was only using like Sharpies and I didn't understand how to choose better mediums. The few pages I did look terrible, so I gave the book to Goodwill and a couple years ago, and then I just bought another one brand new so I can start it. I remember I started this picture. It looked totally bad. It looked awful. So, but I love this book. It's nice and big and square and chunky. It has little cursive, scripted glimpses of the Christmas Carol story. You probably want to use pencils or non-bleedable mediums because it's such a nice book. You really don't want all of your pages to bleed through, and that's kind of where I went wrong. And it just, this is more like the kind of book where you want to do it and then be able to go back through it. I keep it as an heirloom because it's really a thick quality cardstock, a really nice book. It's almost too big to even fit in my camera, but so I was happy to replace this and start over. I only did a few and they looked terrible, so I remember this is the other one I did, and it was, yeah, I did not know how to do snow, and it was pathetic. So I love this book, Charles Dickens, coloring classic Christmas Carol. You cannot go wrong with that book. This one I got in an eBay lot, All is Bright, a devotional journey. It may still be available. I'm not sure how old it is, so I don't know. But it has bigger pictures that are so big I can almost not get it into my camera. It has some scripture, which I'm not that big on having lots of words in my coloring books, but I did like a few of the Christmas Zen doodly things. I did start this one when I was testing out some mediums. Very nice scripture type coloring book for those who may be interested if you're looking for a good gift. Oops, I dropped that one. This is Demita Victoria coloring book for adults, basic Christmas book. And it has double of each page. It's really cute. Cutesy tootsy kind of pictures in here with the single-sided black background. You still want to put a divider cardstock though, so things can still bleed through your black background into the next page. Some of them are kind of zen doodly. Love that one. Oh, I gotta see this one. That one looks so fun. I want to do that one. I have so many Christmas books. I'm just going to have to start doing them throughout the year because with all the holiday activities, and it's just not enough time to do nearly as many pictures as I normally do in a month. And even in January, like, I feel disappointed by the end of this January when I have to stop my Christmas pictures. This is Christmas Flowers by Jade Summer. There's another Christmas Flowers one that's newer I've been coloring. I did a page in. It's in my finished bin to show you at the end of the month. I can't remember who did it. I think it's Creative Haven, isn't it? I think it is. I like these though. They're, oh, that's really pretty. They're like simple and a little bit larger. And I'm gonna have to let my cat in. She's scratching to get in. Hold on 1 second. Come on in, girl. Come on, you silly. What are you doing? You coming in? Come on. Come on. All right, close the door. Sorry about that. Pausing videos is not my thing. Okay, so I have here Christmas ceramic tiles coloring book, Matchstick Mouse coloring book, and the Country Christmas coloring book by Coloring Book Cafe. This one I showed in my video of all my Coloring Book Cafe Christmas books, my whole collection. I have a video on that. I think I just did that last month. So if you look down at my video history, it's not that far down. You can see all my Coloring Book Cafe books. I really like the Country Christmas books. Makes me think of rural Vermont in the winter. So that's the Country Christmas. This is Christmas ceramic tiles by Prachi Dewan Diva. Probably seen this before. Very kind of simple pattern. Not quite challenging enough for me. Somebody gave me this. Maybe I'll do one eventually. Not quite my style, but it's fun and easy and cute. A lot of kind of mosaic style. Smaller book. It's a small book. So I have the Christmas coloring book by Matchstick Mouse. This is new for this year. I'm not as getting into the Matchstick Mouse crave as everybody else. I have the Halloween one, and I didn't really like any of the others. Honestly, I don't even love these two. They're just too small for me. And I don't know what to do with all that white space. I don't know. I'm sorry, I do have the Way Home, the Yoda, little baby Yoda one. I do have that one. But, I don't know. I bought them because they're a nice little series, and maybe someday I'll grow into them. So those are the three I bought by Matchstick Mouse by Morgan O'Brien. This I have Christmas Owls by Eclipse, Circulism Art Books, Color by Number. And these are really cool. I haven't done it yet, but I saw it on someone's channel. And it's this glossy black paper, which I love. These tiny little dots that have numbers. And it's just this shine paper. You see it? It feels like silk on your fingers. They have landscape and vertical. So I'm definitely going to do one of these. I think it'll be fun with your really good quality markers. Yeah, I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to set this aside because I want to make sure I get one of those done. I have Christmas Color It Your Way by Prachi Dewan Diva. And this I'm happy with because it's not a color by number. And most of Prachi's books are color by number. So I'm very happy that one of them has been done. Do it yourself. Oh, that's fun. I love the fun, whimsical, almost childlike, but with more details than a child's book kind of a look. I like this one a lot. I'm going to have to set this aside. Kind of vintage nostalgia, kind of a feel to these. I might have to do one of these. I'm going to set this one aside because I want to do one in this one. I have the Stained Glass Color by Number, 25 color palette. And this is by Sun Life Drawing. So I don't think did I show this one? Did I? I don't think I did. I show this, maybe I have a similar one. I keep thinking I showed this in my last video, but maybe I didn't. So again, landscape view, portrait view, very small little pieces, almost like puzzle pieces. So a lot to getting these pictures to come together. Color by numbers. The numbers are very faint, which I like. And I like how there's a lot of stuff on them. So if you like the stained glass look and color by number, you're going to love that. Here I have 50 Christmas Elves by Camelia Angelkova. again. She does so many amazing books. Here we have the landscape view. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Oh, these are too cute. I'm gonna have to keep this out and do one of these. They're so cute. Oh, so cute. Cute. Cookie jar. Oops, I'm out of the camera, you guys. Cute. Cute. Oh, love. Oh my gosh, I just love this book. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna set this aside. I saw like, oh, I love that one. I'm gonna do that one. Setting this one aside. Oh, torture. No, we're not gonna have time to do all these pictures. This is, whoopsie, the Christmas Mandalas coloring book by Jade Summer. I also have one by Creative Haven. These are very clean cut with frames. I like the big chunky black lines. They're a little simpler, not too overwhelming. I have to do one of these. Nice relaxing mandalas. Very nicely done book, which I'm quite happy with. Okay, this is Happy Season by Demita Victoria. Happy Season. Paper looks a little more grayish brown, more like a kid's coloring book paper, which I don't really like that. I kind of feel like I'd want to copy these onto better paper. And it's very faint here too, the black. That's fun. Happy Season by Demita Victoria. This is the Stained Glass Christmas Color by Number by Sachin Sachdeva. Another one that is color by number, but beautiful, like almost like Christmas windows, which I like. Kind of a neat patterns to these, which I think are fun. They do look kind of complicated. That's neat. Very elaborate pictures. Gonna be like a lot of details on these. Again, I recommend using darker colors so that your numbers don't show through as much. This is the Silent Night coloring book. I've had this for like since I started my coloring journey by Mar Del Rubio. I don't think I've ever, maybe I've done one, but I've always liked the pictures because they're black background. So it's an older book. I will look on Amazon and link all these books below. If this is still available, I will link it. But I've always liked it. I almost liked, like, I didn't feel good enough with my skills early on to do this book. Right, like I started this one, never finished it. Same with this one. Very neat. Looks really nice on the black background. The Silent Night Christmas coloring book. I have here Hello Kitties and Friends Christmas coloring. Some friend of mine sent this over. Not sure how holiday-ish some of these are, but those are the landscape view ones. I hate to have to turn. Are they all like that? No, it's like half-half. Well, it's almost more. That's why I haven't done this book, because most of them are in the landscape view, and I don't generally like that. I feel like this is a little more winter themed than just Christmas, but I'm not a big fan of it, so it's probably not going to get done by me. Here I have Christmas Patterns by Jade Summer. This one is very detailed, like very like repeating patterns. And I tend to be the type that likes to not color a lot of the same thing. This one was a gift to me as well. I just don't know if I'll do it, but if you like the detailed patterns, you'll love this book. I like a lot of variety in what I color. I don't like to repeat a lot of the same things. So, you know, like for the same looking snowman, like even if I do it, I'm not going to make mine all look the same. I'll make them look different. This is Christmas Decorations by Coloring Book Cafe. They have so many coloring books, like 12, I think, for Christmas. I do like this one quite a bit. And they're kind of zoomed in, like they're up close, and they're bigger. With those little tiny ones in front again. Super cute. Might want to do one of these. I'm going to set that one aside. This was the Advent Calendar by Sally Berry. I don't like to do Advents, but I do like the simple pictures. I might just color them just for fun, not in any particular order. I don't want to feel compelled to have to color a certain picture every day. I want to be able to rotate around my books, but just for fun. You can practice your colored pencils in this book. Some beginning coloring. I could do a little beginning coloring video with some of my pencils. All right, these two are from a series. I've had these for years. They're a gift. I don't know where they came from. Grown Up Christmas Coloring Book. They're were picked up by like a Bi-Mart or something by somebody. I think I've done some in here. They're kind of pale, kind of busy, a little more zenderly than I like, as I like to call it. Patterns and choppy lines. Who does this book? It's made in China. That tells me a lot. Kingsbridge International. Okay. This is another of the same. I don't know if I'll be able to find these. These are some ones I did in my early, not so good coloring days. Cool. I have a hard time returning to coloring books that I started when I was a novice and doing more pages in that book, because I feel like the bad pictures compared to what I can do now ruin the book. So I'm real bad about that. Does anybody else have that problem? Yeah, nothing to write home about there. Last one, Christmas Coloring Book Volume 2 by Jade Summer. This is different than the one I showed in my last video. Sometimes Jade Summer's, well, we know a lot of her books disappeared, or I'm sorry, the company's books disappeared. But sometimes you can't find these older ones anymore. I did show you the Jade Summer 4 books in 1, which I highly recommend. And that was in my last video, video number 2, which will be linked below. That's neat. So this is it. I have one big pile left, mostly some specialty ones in Creative Haven. Thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for my 4th and final video. I really appreciate you watching my series, and I will see you in the next video.